Hi, I'd like to tell you about someone who is my hero. That's Paul Shealy. He was not only a prisoner of war in World War II, but he also went on to fight in the Korean War and much more. Now, Paul Shealy is just your average guy, except when he was younger, World War II was happening. Now, this is a little bit different from most kids' great grandparents, which is what he is to me. He not only enlisted in the army underage, which was 16, which the enlistment age was 18 at the time. And then he went off to join the Navy and fought in the war versus Japan in, in that region. Now, during his time in the Navy, his boat did come under capture. Now, this means that he was a prisoner of war not only during that time, but in Japan. Japan treated their prisoners horribly, knowing that their death rates and just the amount of just pure cruelty to their prisoners there was insane. Some of the stories he would tell me about how he'd have to crouch in a cage for days on days, and if he couldn't stand up, they would just puncture him in the heart. Now, doing this, he ended up learning Japanese just to try to keep himself alive. After the war, though, he did manage to live. He was rescued by the Allies. He then decided to go and join in the Korean War like the mad person he was, just so he could fight for his country. And I remember several times, even one of my sources, I think by KHOU, he states he would do it all again. If he could, to fight for his country, to be the hero he was, he would do it all again. He would go through all the pain just so he could save the country, just so that he could be known as a hero once again to those around him. When he finally got home, though, he decided to settle down. He met my great grandmother, which I call Ma, and truthfully, I never learned her real name. That's what she's been in my whole life. She's been Ma and Paul Shealy. After he managed to settle down, he became just a prankster in his old age. And some of his top redeeming qualities was the fact that he was a prankster. He was probably the funniest man I have ever met. The times he would tell you, like, oh, hey, you want to see where the elephant bit me? And he'd point to your elbow, and as soon as you touch his elbow, he'd hit you in the head. Now, it was gentle, but that was one of the awesome pranks. As well as he would go, I can't raise my hands above my head. I can't do this. I can only do this. And he'd just get you going for hours on that, along with his handshakes, as well as his card, which he would always show you, which was literally just a card that says, my card. He was quite a character. Other pranks include, like, he had this vase where he's like, do you want to see my camel vase? It's really, really cool. And as soon as he handed it to you, he'd drop it on the floor, and you'd be like, oh, his vase, it just broke. But it's made out of camel skin, so nothing actually happened. He was also really, really brave and confident in what he said. He would tell stories like they were yesterday, and afterwards play one of those stupid pranks on you and get you to laugh in, because he was just a good-hearted old man. It's really surprising to see that someone could be so happy, and KSET TV, I think, said it very, very well. He was such a happy-go-lucky man, so happy in his age, and it's something that you don't usually see in veterans for sure. But sadly, he did die this year in 2020. And my last source, you can read all about his death and what a wonderful man he was and how many accomplishments he went through to get to where he was. Thank you for listening about my great grandpa Paul Shealy. He was a hero in my life, and I hope you can take inspiration from him in yours. Thank you very much.